new report showing more and more Americans are now falling behind on their mortgages, largely tied to the unemployment crisis in this country, which of course comes from an investment and trade system that is designed to suck money out of our country, which of course eliminates jobs.
As the market digests the existing home sales report, there's another headwind facing the real estate market: shadow inventory.
I mean, it's certainly not good news, and we just heard the existing home sales numbers are down again.
States in the Northeast seeing a sharp rise in third-quarter mortgage delinquency rates. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut among those experiencing the largest jump in late payments. The reason the foreclosure crisis is getting worse is because the unemployment and jobless crisis in this country continues to explode.
Congress is now taking note of the systemic problems that exist within the mortgage market and, in fact, the entire residential real estate market. Consumers are not getting a fair shake by the banks and institutions. And the fact of the matter is the banks just aren't working with them.
These rocket dockets and senior judges, all too often, they're quickie hearings. So these homeowners, who certainly aren't criminals, are getting thrown out of their homes on a rapid and systemic basis with very little due process.
Homeowners need to wake up and understand that this is a war we're in. The banks and these institutions are fighting against the American people and our very way of life, and it's time Americans wake up and get in those courtrooms and fight.
It all began with rising tensions between North and South Korea after the North fired artillery shells at a South Korean island.
Between the North Korean situation, the investigations on Wall Street, the political environment, it's all kind of negative. Guys printing the money told you they want you to buy stocks. Period. You know, we can overthink it. We can get academic about it. Whether it's right or wrong isn't relevant. What the answer is, they're forcing you into risk-based investments unless you think that there's something developing that is going to turn earnings negative.
Well, a strange and somewhat disturbing story developed in California, where a missile was fired off the coast last night, and no one seems to know exactly who fired it or why.
There's still no definitive word this morning about what exactly this was, which is really quite extraordinary.
This is really unbelievable. There was quite a display over the Pacific Ocean just off the coast there of Los Angeles.
What was it? Was it a missile?
In the words of one senior Pentagon official, this is bizarre.
Another theory is that it's all an optical illusion.
Could a strange substance found by a Southwest Arkansas man be part of a government test? Well, that's the question at the heart of a phenomenon called ChemTrails, now getting widespread attention.
You know, because we'd see it drop to the ground in a haze.
Nichols then noticed the material collecting on the ground. The sample tested at a lab. The results? A high level of barium, 6.8 parts per million, more than 3 times the toxic level set by the EPA. Barium is a hallmark of other chemtrail testing. KSLA News 12 discovered chemtrails are even mentioned by name in the initial draft of House Bill 2977 back in 2001 under the Space Preservation Act. But the military denies any such program exists.
What's your theory behind what's going on here with these sightings?
Saucer-shaped objects whose capabilities are vastly beyond anything that we have, the Russians have. I think the logical explanation is we're dealing with visitors from somewhere else.
You know, who are these aliens? Where did they come from? How did they get here? Why, if they have the technology to travel on an interstellar basis, do they care about what we're doing?
We are dealing with extraterrestrials. All the gentlemen who appeared with me at the press club believe the American people have a right to know the facts.